everyone, welcome to Coders Camp. We are at 4th day of July LeetCode challenge, and the problem we are going to cover in this video is count vowels permutation. So the input given here is an integer variable n, and we have to return the possible strings that we can form by using these rules of the length n. So here are the rules given, and all characters in the string must be vowels, and they have said each character must be followed by only certain kind of vowels. And let's understand this problem with an example. So here n is equal to 2. If suppose our length must be only 1, then the possible characters or the strings we can form will be A, E, I, O, U, because individually they form a string. If n is equal to 2, then we have to follow the rules given to construct our string based on that. So by constructing the strings given by the rules, the number of strings we can form using these vowels and the rules are going to be 10, and that is what we are going to return. So let us understand the rules first before getting into the problem. So here are the set of rules they have given in the problem statement. That is, for A, it must be followed only by E. And for E, it must be followed by A and I. Same way for O, it must be followed by I and U must be followed only by A, and I must not be followed by another I, which means I can be followed by other 4 vowels in the given statement. So individually, these are the rules for each vowels. If we combine them to form a complete structure, then it will look something like this, a kind of a directed graph where each vowel is mapped to another vowel where it can follow it. So for example, A can be followed by only E, so that is mapped to E. Same way, I cannot be followed by I, so it is mapped to other 4 vowels in the graph. So by using that, we are going to arrive at our solution. So this is under the hard category in LeetCode, but if you understand the logic, it is not so gonna be hard for you. So let's get into the logic. How are we going to approach this? So here is the graph representation of the rules, and here is the sample strings that we can form when length is equal to 2. So now we are going to construct strings for length is equal to 3 by following these rules, and understand how are we going to approach this problem programmatically. So here are the words. So possibly from the strings of length 2 would be used to construct the strings of length 3. That is, from these strings, we are going to construct our string of length 3. Because these strings are consisting of only vowels, so we are going to append one more vowels to this existing string to construct our string of length 3. So, for example, out of all this set of strings, we are going to form the string that ends with A first. So, starting with A, we are going to make the length 2 to 3. So what could be the possible strings that can have A? Because if you observe the graph, there are 3 arrows pointing at A. So that is from E, U, and I. So the characters or the strings with E, ending with E, can be followed by A, and the strings ending with I can be followed by A, and the strings ending with U will be followed by A. So let's pick this kind of strings from the set of strings and construct our string of length 3. So as I said, we are going to pick the strings that are ending with E first. So that could be AE and IE, and that's it. We don't have any other strings left that are ending with E. And next thing is we are going to observe the strings which are ending with I. If you go, you could again have 2 more strings that are ending with I, and the next one is U. So we have again 2 strings that are ending with U. So in total we have 6 strings that can be appended with one more A to construct another string of length 3. That is, AE can be AEA and EIA and IEA and so on. So now we have another 6 strings formed from these 6 strings. So which is nothing but to construct a string that is ending with A, we need to have the count of the number of strings that is ending with I, the number of strings that is ending with U, and the number of strings that are ending with E. So in total 2 plus 2 plus 2, it formed 6 strings that are ending with A. So to construct a string with length 3, just a string ending with A, we got 6 strings. So now we have 4 more characters left to construct the strings of length 3. So coming to the next character E, we are going to see what are the possible strings that can be have E at the end. And if you observe, two arrows are pointing at E, and which is from A and I. So we have to pick the strings that are ending with A and I to construct string that is ending with E of length 3. So here, if you pick that strings ending with A and I, so in total we have 5 strings that are ending with A and I, and you can append E with them. So in total we will get 5 strings again added to our output of length 3, which are ending with E. Same way, if you move to the character I, you can see only 2 arrows pointing at I, which is from E and O. So you have to pick the strings of which are ending with E and O to construct the string ending with I of length 3. So we are again going to count the number of strings that are ending with E and ending with O and add up to the result. Same way, we are going to point at O and construct the rest of the string and calculate for U as well. So after constructing all this, you will get the number of strings where length n is equal to 3. And we are going to keep doing this for whatever length they have given in the input. So overall, you can represent this as this. That is, a new count of A can be calculated from the number of strings ending with E, ending with I, and ending with U. Same way, the other vowels can also be calculated from the previous characters count. So we are going to use this logic where you can apply this for dynamic programming, uh, bottom-up approach, or you can solve this with the same logic using recursive approach using memoization. So today in this video we are going to cover a dynamic programming bottom-up approach, and that is going to take big O of n, time and space complexity. And also the recursive approach will take the same time complexity and space complexity. So dive into the code now. So we are going to declare DP array for each vowels to keep track of the number of strings we can form for that particular length. And for any vowel with length is equal to 1, each vowel individually forms a string. So I'm going to declare A, or each count of 0 is equal to 1. So now for our result, we are going to declare a long variable, and finally we are going to return that in the format of int. So in between, the result would be addition of all the vowels count. So if our n is equal to 1, then we are going to return the count of strings you can form using each vowel. So that is going to be So yes, this is going to be the output, which is nothing but the number of strings we can form by having A as the end, and number of strings we can form by having E as the end, and so on. So now we are going to calculate each character's count by iterating the number of length given. So as I have explained how to calculate the strings ending with each vowel, we are going to use the same formula to calculate for each vowel for each length. So yes, this is it, and we have to return a result in the form of mod. So we are going to do a mod with all these results. So yes, this is it. Let's run. So yes, let's submit. So yes, the solution is accepted. So this is working in big of n time and space complexity, as we have used an array for space, but you can do it without using the array itself by just by having a new variable as well as a temporary variable to store the previous step's value. So every time once we compute the value, we can use temporary variables to store the previous step before calculating the new ones. So that would really help you to compute this without using an array, and that will gonna work in big of one space complexity. You can give it try yourself and let me know in comments. So yes, our solution is accepted in 14 milliseconds. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in comments. Thank you.